Okay, so can we start? Due to some technical problem, I don't know what is happening, but some technical error is coming continuously. So that is why this problem is occurring. See, we are conducting online classes, means every now and then continuously this problem can occur with me also, with you also. That I can understand. Okay, so we have to go with this like this only. So I will once again start presenting the screen. Just a minute. I hope everyone has put their roll number in the attendance chat box. Sorry, because that will be considered as your presentee. So that we have seen last time, conditional compilation. So can anybody tell me what is the difference in conditional compilation statements and branch if else statement? What is the difference? Because conditional compilation directives, different directives are there, like if, else if, define, if not define. These are different directives. Okay, directive means what? Whatever we are writing after the hash, like hash include, so include is one of the directive. Hash define is one of the directive. Hash if is the directive. That is conditional compilation directive. So we have if, else if, then define, if define, if not define. These are the conditional compilation directives. It is same like if else statement. But what is the difference in if else statement and this conditional compilation directives? That we have discussed earlier. काय difference आहे? जसं for example, these are the conditional directives. Okay, let us take example. I have written here hash define x, then print this statement, else print this statement, and this hash end if indicates that this is the end of this if define directive. Okay, like we are with the help of closing curly bracket, we close the if statement, like that this indicates the end of this if statement. Okay, then what is the difference in hash if define and if define? Like for example, normal branch statements we are writing by using if, then in bracket condition, then opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, and some code we are writing. But here if statement is written, before if statement hash is written. Okay, काय फरक असतो सांगा बरं? कंडिशनल कंपायलेशन हॅप इफ स्टेटमेंट मध्ये आणि नॉर्मल इफ स्टेटमेंट मध्ये काय फरक आहे? आपण हे सगळं डिस्कस केलेलं आहे. याच्यावरती लॉट्स ऑफ क्वेश्चन्स आर आस्क्ड इन द गेट एक्झाम ऑन प्री प्रोसेसर. I will prepare those questionnaires. Correct. Ha. Okay. I will make some correction. Whenever we are writing the normal if else statement, that statement is executed when we execute the program. Okay, means first of all I have to compile the program, then I have to run the program. When I run the program, at that time only this if block will execute, depends on condition. If condition in the if statement is true, then if block will execute. If condition is false, then else block will execute at runtime. I'm telling at runtime. But as here we have written hash, so whenever, keep in mind, whenever we are writing hash, it means that you are writing pre-processor statement. So pre-processor means what? Pre-processing, before execution that is processed. हॅश आले की सगळ्यांनी लक्षात ठेवायचं. मग हॅश नंतर कुठलंही डिरेक्टिव्ह असू द्या. इट मे बी include directive, it may be define directive, it may be any conditional compilation directive. So anything is followed by hash, it means that that is pre-processed. Pre-processed means what? Before compilation, before execution. Okay, so this hash if define, as hash is written, means what? This statement will be executed before execution. Okay, because it is pre-processed. So what this indicates? Hash if define x. So it will check that whether x macro x is defined or not. You can see here we have defined the macro. Define is written means what? Define indicates you are going to define the macro. In front of that, name of the macro. In front of that, value of that macro. So x is the name of macro, 10 is the value of that macro x. Okay. So whether we have defined the x, yes. So if define x, so check out whether x is defined. If it is defined, then execute this particular printf statement. So this preprocessor statement tells the compiler to execute this printf statement. So compiler will execute this statement only. Compiler will not jump to else statement at runtime. Okay, compiler doesn't need to check the else condition. Okay, or compiler even doesn't need to check the x condition, this if condition, because it is already given by the preprocessor. It is already processed by the preprocessor. Okay, because hash is written. So if this condition is true, this statement will be sent to the compiler by the preprocessor for execution. This statement will not be executed at runtime. This end if indicates that end of the if statement. Are you getting my point? So that is the difference in conditional compilation and normal if else statement. So if it is normal if else statement, then these conditions will be checked at the time of program execution, because it is not a preprocessor. Like these are the some of the examples that we have seen. If define computer as it is defined, so print the value of that computer. These are some of the examples that we have already seen. Okay, so these are some of the predefined macros. Predefined macros means what? You can directly use those macros. These are already defined. So if you want current date, then you can go for date macro. You will get the current date. File, if you want to check name of the file, what is the name of the current file, then you will get the file name. Line, then it will check how many number of lines are written in the program. STDC, that I have to check what is the use of exact use of that STDC. Time, if you want to get the current time, okay, it that will be given by time macro. So this is the example where we have used these macros. You can see the output test.c, it is the name of file. Okay, date, current date. Okay, it is old program, that's why it is showing previous date. Time, exact time. So depends on your computer system, whatever time your system is showing, that time will be shown by the this time macro. Line, number of line, 8 lines are there in the program. Storage classes we have started. So we have 4 storage classes: auto, extern, static and register. These are 4 storage classes associated with each variable. So if I consider a variable, every variable is having three aspects. One is what? The value of that variable. Second is what? Data type of that variable. And third is what? Storage class associated with that variable. So every variable is having these 3 aspects. Okay, so let us see one by one. Auto storage class. Okay, what storage class give, what information storage class gives? So storage class provide information about the scope of variable, scope of the variable. And how can we identify scope of variable? Depends on where it is declared or where it is initialized. Okay, based on that we can calculate or we can easily identify the scope of variable. Scope means what? Where that particular variable is accessible, up to which point this particular variable is accessible. Okay, that is given by the this information is given by the storage class. Okay, so auto indicates what? Automatic storage class. Okay, and it is the default storage class for all the local variables. I'm telling about local variables. Whenever you are writing any local variable, it means that default storage class associated with that particular variable is auto. If you don't get storage class, by default it will take the auto storage class. Okay, now for example, let us take example, you will understand. See this example. We have variable j which is declared 3 times. Okay, which is declared 3 times. But if you print the value of this variable at different location, you will get the different output. Okay, so first value of j, outer value of j is 1. Then this opening and closing curly bracket indicates what? Outer block. Okay, outer block. Then this is the second outer block where value of j is equal to 2. Okay, then again there is one block. Now here the inner block where value of j is equal to 3. If I print the value of j here, I will definitely get the latest value. I will definitely get the latest value because storage class associated with this variable is a auto. It means that this j is local variable for this particular block. Okay, this j is local for this particular block, so value printed is 3. Second, if I print the value of j here, okay, then it will take this particular value, not this value, because this value is destroyed. When I come out of the block, then definitely that value will be destroyed and it will take the previous value. So j is equal to 2 will be taken here. So scope of this j is outside this block. Okay, you can see this opening and closing curly bracket. You can, if you declare j is equal to 2 here and if you print here that j, you will get the value 2. Even inside this block, if you don't declare j is equal to 3, that j is equal to 2 will be taken. Again we are initializing j to 3, it means it will take the recent value. Then j is equal to 1. If I print that value, I will get 1. So this is the default storage class associated with all the variables. Even if I don't write auto, still the storage class associated with all the j, that is auto. समजते सगळ्यांना? जरी मी हा ऑटो नाही लिहिला तरी त्याचा डिफॉल्ट स्टोरेज क्लास कुठला असणार आहे? ऑटो, कारण तो लोकल व्हेरिएबल आहे. ओके, सो लोकल व्हेरिएबलचा स्कोप इन्फॉर्मेशन जर आपल्याला पाहिजे असेल, दॅट इन्फॉर्मेशन इज प्रोव्हाइडेड बाय दी ऑटो स्टोरेज क्लास, which is the default storage class for all the local variables. Are you getting my point? Okay. External storage class. External storage class, directly we will see the example, you will understand. External storage class means what? In the last lecture also we have seen how that external storage class will be used. If suppose we have two program or more than two program, now consider only two program. This is first program, this is second program. Okay, now in second program I have declared variable I whose value is 48, means I have initialized the variable I globally. Globally, I am talking about globally. Globally means what? It is declared below the header files. Okay, if I declare the variable below the header file, means what? That variable becomes global variable and that variable can be accessed anywhere in the program, even in another program also. Now if I want to access this value of variable I in my another program, that is in this program, so what I have to do? First thing is that variable must be global in this file. Okay, check out whether variable I is global. Yes, variable I is global here. Now come to this point, come to this program. Now I want to access this variable I into this program. What I have to do? I have to write extern keyword here. Extern indicates that this variable I is externally we are accessing. This is not internal variable, this is external variable. External variable means what? This variable I is not declared or initialized in this program. We are referring this variable I from some another program. That is why we have written extern. Extern means what? External. एक्सटर्नलचा अर्थ काय असतो? तो बाहेरचा कुठला तरी व्हेरिएबल आहे, आपल्या प्रोग्राम मधला तो व्हेरिएबल नाही. ओके, so this external storage class indicates variable is external, that is you are referring the variable from some other program. Okay, global variable, I am talking about global variable. If variable I is not global, then you cannot access this variable here. Even you don't write, even you if you write extern here, still that variable is not accessible if variable I is local in this program. Okay, so by this way you can access the variable from any program into your program. The condition is that both the program must be at same location. एकाच लोकेशनला तुमचे ते सगळे प्रोग्राम असायला पाहिजे. That is the condition. Then static storage class. Okay, so we have seen static storage class means what? The difference between static and normal. जर समजा मी एखादा व्हेरिएबल नॉर्मली डिक्लेअर केला, फॉर एक्झाम्पल इंट a is equal to 10. If I write int a is equal to 10 and if in a function, and suppose I am calling this function 10 times, so 10 different copies of variable a will be created into the memory. What I am talking, listen it carefully, कारण हा स्टॅटिक जो कन्सेप्ट आहे तुम्हाला C++ मध्ये पण आहे. ओके, सो लिसन इट केअरफुली. डिफरन्स काय बघा नॉर्मल व्हेरिएबल आणि स्टॅटिक व्हेरिएबल मध्ये. इफ आय राईट फॉर एक्झाम्पल int a is equal to 5 within one function, and if I call the function 5 times, okay, so 5 different copies of that variable a will be created into the memory. But if I make the variable static, that is static int a is equal to 5, so if you call the function 5 times, still only one copy of that variable will be created. It is irrespective of how many times you are calling that variable. Only one copy of that variable will be created into the memory. One more thing is that whenever you are initializing the variable, that initialization is done only for once. Okay, means for example static int a is equal to 7. So this initialization can be done only for once. Next time that there is no need to reinitialize that variable. You can modify the value of that variable. Means for example a is equal to a plus 5. Okay, every time you can update the value of that variable. There is no need to reinitialize because that initialization is done only for once. Okay, if you don't initialize the variable, then default value to that static variable is 0. म्हणजे तुम्ही कुठलाही व्हेरिएबलला काहीच व्हॅल्यू असाइन केलेली नाही, इनिशियलाइज केलेली नाही. अँड इफ यू प्रिंट द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ दॅट स्टॅटिक व्हेरिएबल, आउटपुट विल बी 0. बट इफ यू प्रिंट द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ नॉर्मल व्हेरिएबल, then you will get some garbage value. So that is the difference. Are you getting the difference in static and normal? पहिला डिफरन्स काय सांगितला? If a variable is declared in a function, normal variable is declared in a function, and if you are calling that function 5 times, 5 different copies will be created. In case of static, only one copy will be created. It is irrespective of how many times you are calling that function. First thing. Second thing is what? You can initialize the static variable only for once. In case of normal variable, you can initialize that normal variable at any number of times, no issue. Okay, थर्ड काय सांगितलं होतं डिफरन्स की ओनली वन कॉपी विल बी क्रिएटेड. मीन्स व्हॉट? स्टॅटिक आहे. स्टॅटिकचा अर्थ काय होतो? अगेन बिफोर रन टाइम. म्हणजे नॉर्मली काय होतं बघा, तुम्ही ज्यावेळेस प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट करता त्यावेळेस जो नॉर्मल व्हेरिएबल आहे त्या व्हेरिएबलला मेमरी रॅम मध्ये अलोकेट केली जाते. कधी अलोकेट केली जाते? ऍट द टाइम ऑफ प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्युशन. बट इन केस ऑफ स्टॅटिक व्हेरिएबल, when you compile the program, at that time only memory to that static variable will be allocated in the memory. हा एक तिसरा डिफरन्स आहे. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? येस ऑर नो? ओके, हां, व्हेरी गुड. and last storage class is register storage class. Okay, register storage class. So we know that register, तुम्हाला अजून मायक्रो प्रोसेसर झाला नसेल का? झाले? नाही झालं नसणार, ऑब्विसली मे बी नाही ना झालं का? ह्या सेमिस्टरला आहे ना का पुढच्या सेमिस्टरला आहे? ओके, लेट इट बी. ज्यावेळेस होईल त्यावेळेस होईल. So when you study the microprocessor, you will be able to understand what is mean by register. Okay, what is mean by CPU, what is mean by cache memory. Okay, so register execution of register variable is faster as compared to normal variable. Okay, and if you use the register storage class in your program, that variable is stored into the register, into RAM. Okay, सीपीयूचा जो काय रजिस्टर असतो त्या रजिस्टर मध्ये तुमचा व्हेरिएबल स्टोअर केला जाईल. ओके, त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं? तुमचा प्रोग्रामचं एक्झिक्युशन फास्टर होतं. म्हणजे इथं बघा काय होतं, रजिस्टर इंट वेट. हिअर इन दिस प्रोग्राम व्हॉट वी हॅव रिटन, रजिस्टर इंट वेट. सो वेट इज द नेम ऑफ व्हेरिएबल. सो दिस व्हेरिएबल वेट इज स्टोर्ड इनटू वन सीपीयू रजिस्टर instead of storing that variable into the RAM. नॉर्मली काय होतं, मी जसं आता तुम्हाला सांगितलं की प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट केल्यानंतर जी काय रॅम असते, सगळं एक्झिक्युशन कुठून होतं तुम्हाला माहिती आहे ना? एंटायर एक्झिक्युशन ऑफ द प्रोग्राम इज टेकन प्लेस इनटू द रॅम मेमरी ओनली. ओके, सो ज्यावेळेस प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट कराल त्या व्हेरिएबलला मेमरी रॅम मधली अलोकेट केली जाईल. ओके, पण रॅम मधली मेमरी जर तुम्ही अलोकेट केली it will take some time to execute. But if you allocate the CPU register for the variable, definitely execution of the CPU register is faster as compared to RAM. Okay, so you can store the variable into the register by using the register storage class. So you need to just write register before the data type of that variable. That variable will be stored to the register instead of storing that register into the RAM. So these are the four different storage classes that was left in the last lecture. Are you getting my point? हे समजलं storage classes सगळ्यांना? four four storage classes we have seen. ओके, आणि आपण ह्याच्यावरचे काय गेट क्वेश्चन असतील ते आपण नंतर बघूया. काही गेट क्वेश्चन आहे त्याच्यावरती, ते मी प्रिपेअर करतो अँड देन वी विल सी दोज गेट क्वेश्चन्स. सो दिस इज द एंड ऑफ युनिट नंबर 1. Actually, I decided to start the unit number 2 also, but due to some problem, as I mentioned before start of the lecture, that I don't know what is the problem. I'm not able to download the PPTs. Download means not from internet. I have prepared those PPTs on my laptop. I send those PPTs on my mail, but from mail it is showing that unable to download the PPT into the mobile because I am taking the lecture on mobile. Okay, because of electricity problem. I hope whatever we have taken in the first lecture, first chapter, is understood to everyone. Here is the end of unit number 1. Just a minute. So I hope everyone has written their name here. Sorry, roll number here. So I will calculate those roll numbers, and based on that, one more time everyone write your roll number, because sometime I left the session, and that's why whatever you have written in the chat box is get vanished. So everyone please write your roll number immediately. I will calculate those roll numbers and they will be marked as present. So 52 students are present till now, including me, means 51 students are present. Immediately within 1 minute everyone write your roll number, because I am going to stop here. Your next lecture will be decom lecture, that will start at 10, and today at 5 p.m. all of you join the meeting. I will share the link with you at 4:45. So whatever issues you have, you can discuss with me. Okay, all of you join the meeting at 5 p.m. today. I hope everyone will join the meeting. It should not be the case that I have to make it compulsory. Okay, everyone join it. We will not take so much time. Within 15 to 20 minutes, we will try to wind up the meeting. Whether everyone has written their roll number here? Why I am asking you to write once again? Because I left the session in between for some time. So whatever is written in the chat boxes get vanished. Okay, I hope everyone has written. I don't think it is 50. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay, written, very good. Okay, so we'll stop here. I think the ID sir might have shared the link on the group. Just check it out and join that lecture immediately. Okay, we will stop here and join the meeting at 5 p.m. Thank you.